Hey guys, it's Tuesday on 17 Lesbians. This week's topic is about coming out of the closet. Everybody has a different coming out story. Everybody's coming out experience is different and unique. But I'll give you a little background on mine. Basically, I knew that I was gay forever. I pretty much just connected the dots when I was like 14. Because honestly, I had had those feelings for girls my entire life, but I just didn't know what they were, and I thought that they were normal, and I thought everybody else had those feelings. But once I realized that I was different and that I wanted to be in a relationship with a girl, I had to come out to myself first. That's the key thing. You have to come out to yourself. You have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be confident in your sexuality before you can come out to anybody else. Because if you're not confident, you can't expect other people to be accepting if you don't accept yourself in the first place. So once I kind of got on those grounds, I told my mom, and it totally was not planned. At the time, I was having so much trouble in school, and she was talking about my history grade and like whatever, it was bad. And so we were talking about that, and then she said, I know that there's something else bothering you, like what's wrong? I didn't say anything. She actually guessed it. She guessed a few times the wrong answer, and then she said, well, do you think you're gay? And I was crying, and I nodded. I said yes. And honestly, I think because I was obviously so distressed, she was so understanding about it, and, she was so supportive right away. She was just like, well, it'll be okay, and, I just want you to be happy, and I'll support you no matter what. I love you. Things like that. It was a very nice experience now that I look back on it, but going through it, it was really tough. Then I gradually came out to my other relatives, like, grandparents. Actually, one set of grandparents is extremely, extremely, extremely accepting, and so I came out to my grandma, and she and I are like best friends, honestly. It's great how close I am with my grandma. So I came out to her, and she was, fine with it. We've always been really close, and so that honestly did not affect anything. She was a bit confused, because I had a boyfriend about 6 months prior to that, or a little longer, maybe 6 months to a year before I told my grandma, and she's just like, well, what about that guy you were dating, and I just said that to me was experimenting, To most people, experimenting means having a relationship with the same sex, and I explained to her that for me, experimenting felt like having a relationship with the opposite sex, because having a relationship with the same sex just felt completely right to me. It felt like what straight people feel. So I explained that to her, and she got it, and now she's met my girlfriend, and like we're really, really open about it. She makes jokes. She's a very joking person, and she's just so much fun to be around, and we're so close like that. So, it's fine. She's just a bit confused, and you're gonna have that, where people are gonna ask you questions, and people are gonna be genuinely, curious, and that's not a bad thing. That's not saying that they're criticizing you. It's not saying that they're doubting you. They just have questions, just like you did when you were coming out to yourself. And that's something that, while I was going through it, I misconcepted as her, not believing me, or her thinking that I was doing it for attention, which honestly, it's not true. And, if they react with questions, that's good. It's good that they care like that, to ask you questions and to be curious and to want to know more about that aspect of your life. It's not them doubting you, and it's not them, being disappointed. It's just they really do want to know more, And you let them in on that because they obviously care about you and you care about them. That's why you're telling them. So let them ask questions and answer them, as hard as it might be, because it's been in your mind for so long. As hard as it might be to talk about the feelings and, answer their questions, just try your best and know that they only want the best for you and that they care for you. So after I came out to my grandma, she isn't the best at keeping secrets, let's just say. And she told my aunt, which honestly was a huge load off my shoulders, because I don't know why, but I was nervous to tell my aunt. But, I just found out, like, casually over lunch that my aunt knew. Like, she was like, "Oh, so how's your girlfriend?" And I was like, "What?" Like, I had no idea that she knew that I was gay. But my grandma had told her, because it's something that me and my grandma are very open about. And I was actually glad that she'd shared it with my aunt, even though I'm sure other people would have different reactions. But I guess it just depends on the situation. Now, my dad's side of the family is a different story. I came out to him in November of just this past year. So he's only known for, a few months, like 4 or 5 months. His family is more conservative and a lot more homophobic, especially my grandparents on his side. And, me and my dad are pretty close, and he loves me very, very much, obviously, and he just wants the best for me. So I told him that I was extremely happy with this girl. I kind of built it up like, "Well, Dad, how things have been going really great lately, and like I've been getting good grades and just being really happy." And he's like, "Yeah." And I told him that I was in a relationship with my girlfriend, and I made it a positive thing. Like, "Oh, I am so happy, and my life is so great because of this." I told him that being gay was a part of me that I was proud of and that I just wanted to share with him because it made me happy. And I think that was a really good way to go about it, because, it wasn't like, "Hey, Dad, I'm gay." It's saying that really this is a part of you and this is what makes your life unique and what makes you happy. So that's what I did, and he reacted. I always pictured coming out to my dad as chaotic and, being really, really scary, but he reacted with love and happiness, and he's just like, I'm glad that you're that happy and you can always tell me anything. I haven't come out to those grandparents yet or any relatives on that side of the family. And honestly, I don't really feel it necessary yet because I don't see them very often, and I kind of want to wait until I'm older. And any advice that I have would be, you just need to wait until you're comfortable. And I mean, you need to be completely comfortable and completely sure. If you're just kind of playing around like, "Oh, I think I might be bisexual," anything like that, I think you should wait it out. Wait a year or two, and you might feel differently later, as you grow older, because as much as I don't like to say that it could be a phase, it honestly could be. I hate it when people say that it could be a phase, but just wait until you are completely 100% certain and completely 100% comfortable with yourself before you tell other people. Also, if you come from a homophobic background, you need to make sure that you're going to, have a roof over your head if you're a minor. Make sure that you won't get in trouble, because unfortunately there are some parents who react with, extremely negative things, even, as far as kicking the child out of the house. I've heard about that before. So just make sure that you can trust that won't happen, and, that your parents are comfortable enough while you are a minor. When you're 18 and you're living on your own and, you support yourself, then that would be a better time to come out to them, because they can't affect your living situation, your phone, your anything. As far as coming out at school, I am out and proud. You know, like, it's not like I say, hey, what's up, I'm Katie, I'm gay. You know, like, people know because they, you know, if they ask me, I tell them. I'm just proud about it. I don't hide it, and I don't make it like a secret, scandalous thing, because if you do that, it's just going to make them want to gossip about you more. You know what I mean? If you're proud about it, and if you carry yourself well, and if you're obviously not paranoid about it, then they won't see any reason to make fun of you or anything like that. So yeah, that's about all the advice I have for coming out of the closet, and I hope everybody has a good week. Bye, guys.